issues.
Are there times for anyone when colonic is more beneficial than other times?
I think anytime you do a colonic is going to be great. Just for basic maintenance, if you're cleansing, doing a cleansing program, I think it's really good to incorporate colon hydrotherapy, you know, during the cleanse so that you can get even a better results, you know, because sometimes people realize that they'll do a lot of cleansing programs and the first time it works really good.
Right.
And then the next time it's like, oh God, I feel all clogged up, you know, and a lot of times too, people are not drinking enough water.
Right.
With the cleansing programs too. So I think any time is great for a colonic. I like doing colonics because it gives me a lot of energy.
Right.
Keeps my mind clear. I'm not bloated or, you know.
When you eliminate,
Yes.
I mean, especially for those people, and so few people in our modern society have regular elimination, proper
Yes.
elimination. So when you do feel better.
Yes.
But we become sluggish because our colon is sluggish.
Yes.
And people don't realize that it all kind of goes together. When you have a colonic, you're right. There's, you've eliminated the toxins, so everything gets a chance to kind of wake up.
Yes.
And feel better.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. You do have a lot more energy when the toxins leave.
Oh yeah, and not only that, you have a glow.
Yeah, you do. Your skin clears.
Actually, you're happier.
You are, right? Everybody's happier after they go to bed.
I think people don't do colonics.
No, everybody needs to do a colonic. So I know sometimes people think, well, what do I need a colonic for? I can just take a laxative, or I can do an enema.
Right. Laxatives, of course, are not the same. You're only working the lower part of the colon, and laxatives are toxic to the system anyway, so
Right.
it creates the bowel to be watery, and the hard impacted stuff is still up in the colon.
Oh, okay.
So that's the difference. In an enema will work only the lower part of the colon, so you're not really getting up in the colon.
And a colonic goes further up into
it goes
the colon.
further up. You're able to get the water higher up so that it softens up the hard feces so that you can start to release it.
Okay.
And that's why we do suggest that people do colonics close together. The closer together you do it, the better results you get. Instead of, some people will come and say, oh, I want to have one this week, and I'll wait next month, or I'll wait
Right.
2 weeks or something. You want to do them within a couple of days or so.
And so, can the session be painful?
It can only be uncomfortable if the person is seriously impacted.
Okay.
But that's why we usually suggest to prepare yourself properly before you get here. So like usually a day before, you want to do like almost like fasting.
Okay.
You want to do like liquids, lots of liquids, vegetable juicing, vegetable soups, broths, homemade soups, things like that. Nothing heavy, nothing spicy. You want to drink plenty of water so the body's hydrated.
Right.
And then usually the day of your session, you don't need to drink a couple of hours before you come in. So if you follow those instructions, I mean, if you eat pizza driving over here and have a colonic, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable.
And I know people that do that. Okay. All right.
Right, that's true. Or you don't want to drink water or juices or anything before you get here because the bladder will get full and then you're not comfortable and you're holding the bladder and then the release is slowed down.
Okay. So that's the purpose of releasing before you get on the table.
Well, to eliminate the bladder, yes,
Right.
definitely so.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes. Well, yeah, you're right. You're going to be uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, you're going to tense
and you're
up.
tense up. Right. So.
And you're holding everything, even just because you're saying, oh, my bladder, you're holding your bladder and you're holding
Right.
everything.
So you need to go.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what should the average price for colonics be? I mean, I know they range
from different,
especially depending on where you live.
Exactly. You can find colonics ranging anywhere from $55 to $100. Here at our place, we do charge $85 for colonics. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can find in that range, and hopefully the therapist is trained long enough, and you get exactly what you're.
Now, we were talking before we started because I have been getting colonics for 20 years now, and I've had many different types of colonics. And one of the things we were talking about is I've had 3 types, but the type LaDonna does I prefer, which is what you do called.
Well, we work on a closed system. There's such thing as an open system and such thing as a closed system, and we work on the closed system. So we work on the Toxygen, which we use all disposable attachments and everything. And the open system is more like the older fashioned, or a lot of the East Coast people use the open.
Which is the gravity.
It's like a gravity,
Right.
and they have like the rubber tubing that you just kind of cleanse out, and then you autoclave the steel speculum and stuff that goes in.
Right.
So it just depends on the individual. I find that when people have started on that type of a unit, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for them to release on the closed system.
On the closed system, right?
Yeah.
Because then for me, I started on the closed system, so I prefer the.
You started on the open system.
No, the closed
Oh,
system.
you did?
Like you have.
Oh, good.
So when I saw the open, I just assumed everybody had that. So when I went in and they had this other thing happening, I was like, oh, that's not. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
And then it wasn't a good experience.
It's kind of different.
It was different. My preference is the system that you use.
Mine
so,
too.
I learned after that though, because I was on the road, and when I came home, I was looking. It was before I met you, and I would call around. I was like, okay, do you have the machine? Because if you have the machine, I'm not coming. And everybody still did. And so I didn't. One, I'd never known that many colon therapists, and I also had never met. I didn't know that they were all doing that system out here. There were quite a few people in the valley, and that's the system they use.
Yes.
So there are two, and then of course we were discussing the other man that I met, and who I still don't know what he had, but I never went back. So
yeah, I've had places I've gone to, I walked out.
Yeah, so it's definitely a very personal experience.